on the beautiful campus of Rochester Christian University and inside of Garth Pleasant Arena. This is Warriors basketball on the Rochester Christian Sports Network. Stephen McDonald here saying hello everyone and welcome to our broadcast as the Rochester Christian Warriors host the Defiance College Yellow Jackets here on a Wednesday night in WAC action. The Warriors come in 12-6 on the season, 11-1 is their record in conference play. Their lone loss came to the Lord's Gray Wolves. They've had some close calls throughout the conference schedule, but so far just the one setback in WAC play puts them towards the top of the standings thus far. On the other side for the Yellow Jackets, 3-15 overall. They have yet to get a win in conference play. 0 for 12 tries so far this season. And we'll step aside as we count you down to the opening tip-off. When we come back, we'll get to the starting lineups and the opening tip between the Warriors and the Yellow Jackets on the Rochester Christian Sports Network.
It all began in 1937 on this very basketball court in Kansas City. A vision to start something different, something better. A college athletics association where competition wasn't just about the scoreboard, but about character, growth, and rising together. From that first tip-off, the NAIA has grown in size and in spirit. In the way we play, the way we lead, the way we make athletics greater than a game, and all strive to do more and be more. At the NAIA, we take the student and student athlete seriously and focus on the whole person, because individual growth doesn't stop at the final buzzer. Our character-driven athletics empower student athletes to succeed in competition, in class, and in life.
I'm not just preparing for the next game. I'm preparing for what's next.
For NAIA member institutions, small doesn't mean limited. It means limitless. Our schools aren't simply the sum of their teams. They're whole communities that are founded on opportunity, strengthened by tradition, and powered by passion.
Here, we build athletic programs that build lives and legacies.
Through our 29 sports, 21 conferences, 250 member institutions, and 83,000 student athletes, the NAIA fosters a culture of competition and connection in an unstoppable intercollegiate movement where athletics push to new heights and integrity keeps us grounded.
We don't measure success in W's alone. Our greatest victory is the community we create for the student-athlete experience.
Across the NAIA, we play for the love of the game, finding strength in our teammates and gaining inspiration from our challengers.
We know excellence doesn't happen by chance. That's why we built our own playbook for success. From our common sense regulations to our innovative tools like Return on Athletics to our commitment to character development, we help schools not just compete, but thrive.
Our investment goes beyond athletics. We're investing in the future of our student athletes and our schools.
We are bigger than a game, than a record, than a championship. We are the next generation of athletes, leaders, and game changers. It's why we choose the NAIA.
This is college athletics the way it was meant to be. This is the right way to play.
Welcome back on the Rochester Christian Sports Network. Stephen McDonald here with you, just moments away from the opening tip between the Warriors of Rochester Christian and the Yellow Jackets of Defiance College. Warriors come into this one on a 5-game winning streak and a 6-2 record here at home this season. Get to the starting lineups for both these teams, starting with the visiting Yellow Jackets. It'll be Taylor Haynes, Allie Mowen, and Azaria Smith wearing number 15 tonight for the Yellow Jackets. Typically wears number 2 for Defiance, but again wearing number 15 tonight. Those three will be the guards. Jordan Wynn and Kayla Houston are the forwards. And taking a look at the starting five for the Warriors, it'll be the same as it's been over this stretch. Amal Eunice, Simone Andrews, and Ashley Loon the guards. J.C. Summers on the wing, and Kendall Zeider is the forward. And with that, we send it down to the floor now to public address announcer Mark Stowers.
We ask you, especially those officials, parents, and players, keep us under the protection of your Son, Jesus Christ, and help us be aware of His presence with us in this game. Amen. Please remain standing and playing for our national anthem.
Taking a look at a couple players to watch in this matchup after we just a moment ago ran down the starting five for both sides. For the Yellow Jackets, it'll be Taylor Haynes, number 3, the guard for the Yellow Jackets. Last time these teams met a couple of months ago, 17 points, 5 rebounds, had 1 assist and 7 steals in that game, but the Warriors got the better of Haynes and the Yellow Jackets, 68-58 the final that day, but a solid performance out of Taylor Haynes despite the setback. And on the other side for the Warriors, we'll continue to keep an eye on the run that Ashley Loon has been on over the last 14 games. By my count, has knocked down at least 1 3 in 14 consecutive games, and has 5 games in that stretch knocking down 3 or better. The Warriors are 4-1 in those games over those 14-game stretch, as mentioned. Went 3 of 6 from beyond the arc against Madonna last time we were here. Was 2 of 3 from three-point range against Lawrence Tech the following game. And then last time out against Northwestern Ohio, went 2 of 6 from beyond the arc. So again, putting that 14-game streak of making at least 1 3-pointer on the line here tonight. Kendall Zeider as well has kept up her stellar pace of play of late, had 25 points, 3 assists, 3 steals and a couple blocks a couple games ago against Lawrence Tech, and then tied for a team best 5 assists in their last game. Tip is controlled by Summers. We're underway. Loon has it. Swing it this side for Eunice. She'll lob it down low for Zeider. Turns, hooks it, and hits. So Zyder gets things started. A lay-in not even 30 seconds in. A jab step and a drive. Floater does not fall for Taylor Haynes. Gets it back to her in the middle of the paint. Kicks it outside for three. That's short by Kayla Houston. Houston just over 9 points per game on the year, 25 minutes per game so far. Scooping and missing short was Zyder. First. Mowen, one of just 4 players to play all 18 games coming into this one so far for the Yellow Jackets. 3 is up and off the heel for Eunice. Offensive rebound, Zyder. And before she could dump it off to a cutting Eunice, stepped on the baseline out of bounds. Early turnover for Rochester Christian. Those have hurt them at times this season, and other times they've been able to overcome the turnovers, and that's a travel on the other end by Haynes. Travel on the other end by Haynes. You're just joining us on the Rochester Christian Sports Network. Stephen McDonald here with you. 2 minutes in, it's 2-2. Zyder got the bucket to start things out for the Warriors. Then Jordan Wynn responded just a moment ago. Wynn also already 2 rebounds in the first couple minutes as Loon fills it up on the lay-in. And because Loon's such a threat, of course, from the outside, does have the ability to put it on the floor and get looks like that. Possible 2-on-2 the other way for the Warriors as Loon gets it to Summers, can't finish on the lay-in, and then goes up the back of, looks like that was Mowen there going for the rebound. They'll get Haynes for a foul there. Coach Courtney P.A. not necessarily happy with that call. And another whistle down inside, going to go on Defiance. This one's on Wynn. That'll be Wynn's first, team's third. Zyder will go to the free throw line. Knocks down the first. Second one rattles home as well. Warriors picking up full court here after the made free throws by Zyder. They're able to get it to midcourt. And erasing that shot was Zyder on the shot try by Wynn. Zyder turns, goes to the left hand, lays it up, lays it in, counted in a foul. Fouls on Houston, her first, team's fourth already. So Houston will sit. Santeza Thomas comes in. Free throw does not fall for Zyder, but the Warriors with an early 6-point lead 3 minutes in. Tapped out on the near side by Eunice. Pass splits the hands of Mowen and out on the baseline. Second turnover for Defiance already in the first few minutes. Warriors already, 7 rebounds in this game. Knock it down from downtown for Amal Yunus. Rochester Christian credited with 4 offensive rebounds already in this one, 7 total rebounds. Turning missing was Thomas. In a crowd of white jerseys, somehow Taylor Haynes comes away with it and knock down the shot but wave it off for Allie Mowen. Swing it around to Loon, being marked by Mowen. Down low for Eunice. No look pass finds Andrews. Can't finish on the reverse. Outside it goes on the feed from Haynes. Shot does not fall. Summers gets caught up, finds a wide open Loon for 3. And Loon's first shot gets wedged into the backboard. Correction, second shot of the night. Had a lay-in earlier on in the quarter. First 3 of the night, we'll say, for Loon. Does not go her way. 5:25 to go first quarter. Warriors by 9. Haynes gallops in, has that returned by Zeider. Follow-up doesn't go for Thomas. Goes up with it, no. Somehow got it back. This one doesn't go. Zeider got a hand on that one as well. Stepping in, ripping away the basketball, but she'll pick up the foul. Does Simone Andrews. Correction, they'll give it to Summers as Andrews came over to help. That'll send us to the first quarter media timeout. 4:57 to go in the first. It's the Warriors 11 and the Yellow Jackets 2. This is your home for Warriors basketball. .57 to go in the first quarter. It's all Warriors at the moment. Defiance just 1 of 11 from the floor to begin play. Their lone bucket, a lay-in by Jordan Wynn, who has 2 points and 3 rebounds. Kendall Zeider leads the way for Rochester Christian, 6 points and 2 rebounds. 2 of 3 from the floor, 2 of 3 from the free throw line. Taylor Haynes comes into this one averaging 10.5 points per game. Currently 0 of 3 shooting to begin the night. It'll be a baseline inbound for Defiance after the media timeout. Bounce it in on the baseline from Caparros to Thomas for 2. Lay it up and lay it in at the other end for Simone Andrews. And again, Warriors quickly going to some full court pressure. Caparros off the back end, no good. Battle for the rebound is tied up. It was Eunice and I believe that's Azaria Smith. Andrews wants a three, one hop off the rim. Couple substitutions for Rochester Christian. Shahad Bakar and Mila Alls come in. Looks like Summers and Eunice check out. Bounce it, float it, miss, but a whistle and a foul on the lob by Wynn. Zider picks up her first, team second. Wynn's first is through. Wins 7.5 points per game, almost as many rebounds per game as well, as she knocks down both. Has 6 games already this year with 10 or more points, has 12 games with 7 or better rebounds. Sophomore out of Indianapolis. In a crowd is Zider. It leaks out to Simone Andrews. And looks like Zider got caught inside. Just hung out a little too long in there. The referee got her. 3:45 to go first quarter. Driving and kicking was Haynes. Pass picked off by Ashley Loon, and she gets bumped and fouled at midcourt. That'll be the second on Haynes, and team's fifth already. Our public address announcer, Mark Stowers, had to say it twice. The officials were ready for a sideline out. Instead, it'll be Loon at the free throw line. First time for her at the line tonight. 1 for 2 so far from the floor. 0 of 1 from three-point range. First one's up and through. Second one does not fall. She'll settle for one at the line. It's an 8-point Warriors lead. Coming in with a 5-game winning streak. They've been solid at home this season. Bounce it looking for Thomas. She goes down to the deck for it. A couple Warriors try to tie it up. Coach PA calls time, 30 seconds to preserve possession as Santeza Thomas had it on the floor. We'll step aside quickly on the Rochester Christian Sports Network. .324 to go in the first quarter. It's the Warriors by 8. Baseline inbound for Defiance, as they're just 2 of 13 from the floor to start. Thomas turns, puts it in off glass. Up and over Kendall Zider, who's already blocked 2 shots here in the quarter. Zider 6 points, 2 rebounds, and 2 blocked shots off the heel. And rebound number 3 is the result for Zider. Haynes with it, posts it up for Thomas, turns inside and gets bumped and fouled. They'll give Zider her second. Thomas will go to the free throw line as Tambry Williams comes in. Thomas had started each of the last 5 games prior to tonight, averaging about 17 and a half minutes per game during that stretch. Had a game with 9 points and 5 boards against Madonna as she misses on the first free throw. Did not start here tonight, but we've seen a ton of number 30 in the black so far this quarter. Neither free throw falls, so it's still a 6-point Warriors lead. Swinging around, Andrews moves it quickly to Tambry Williams, who tried to go back for her. Tapped out, and they'll say Yellow Jackets ball. Fourth turnover by the Warriors so far. Both sides now 4 turnovers in the opening quarter. Rochester Christian has scored 6 points off of those 4 Yellow Jackets turnovers. Haynes has it, got to the free throw line and stopped with it on Shahad Bakar. Up fake for Houston, who drives in and lays it in. Now down to a 4-point lead for Rochester Christian after they jumped out 11-2 in this one. Alls to Andrews, crosses over with 12 to shoot, goes in, leaves it for Williams, who scores. Give Andrews the assist there. Driving and getting stripped of it was Houston. Loon couldn't corral it, otherwise could have gone up with it for 3. Warriors come up empty on the missed lay-in by Williams. Haynes had it returned on the rejection by Ashley Loon. Haynes 0 of 4 to begin play tonight. 3 to shoot for the Yellow Jackets, down to the baseline and getting fouled with 1 to shoot was Allie Mowen. Williams bails out the Yellow Jackets. Mowen was tight roping the baseline with 1 to shoot. That'll be the first on Williams. Quick inbound. The shot comes up short from Caparros. .55 seconds to go in the opening quarter. Warriors by 6. They've led from the jump. Got up to as much as a 11-2 lead, but Defiance has done well to climb back in it here in the first. Loon's going to flip it to the far side for Simone Andrews, just inside the 3-point line, knocks it down. Has a ton of confidence in that shot. She'll take that shot probably around 3 to 4 times per game. Shoots it at a high percentage. Final 25 seconds of the quarter, 17 on the possession. And Bakar gets the takeaway on the far side. So the Warriors can go 2 for 1 here with 21 seconds to go. Out there for the Warriors, it's Eunice, Summers, Andrews, Williams, and Loon. .10 to go in the quarter. Williams has it. Off to Andrews, who steps back for 3. Offensive rebound, Williams. Outside Loon with 2 to go in the quarter. Skims off the rim, and that's how the first quarter will end. After the first 10 minutes down, the Warriors 18, The Yellow Jackets 10. We'll step aside, come back with some stats from that first quarter of action. Here on a Wednesday night from Garth Pleasant Arena, this is the Rochester Christian Sports Network. Well, one thing, among others, that Rochester Christian did well of in that first quarter of play, 6 assists as a team on 7 made field goals. Just 7 of 19 in the opening quarter, but again, 6 assists on 7 made shots. Amal Eunice and J.C. Summers led the way in that category, had 2 assists apiece. Loon and Andrews had the other 2. Kendall Zeider, 6 points, 3 rebounds, had a couple blocks as well in that opening quarter. Jordan Wynn and Santeza Thomas led the Yellow Jackets with 4 points apiece. Wynn added 4 rebounds to her stat line as well. Warriors were able to hold Taylor Haynes scoreless in the opening quarter, 0 of 4 shooting, but did grab 4 rebounds. Get it to the inside. Quick touch for Houston, passed it along. Yellow Jackets miss on the shot. Defiance, in a way, weathered the 1 for 11 start shooting, went 4 of 18 for the quarter. Find themselves down 8 to begin the second quarter. Drop it off to Wynn. Now Haynes with it outside. She'll launch for 3 and knock it down. First scratch for Haynes tonight. Loon wide open for 3. Can't make the Yellow Jackets pay. Hasn't made them pay just yet tonight. 0 for 3 now from beyond the arc. Simone Andrews able to take it back. 2-on-1 if the Warriors push. They do. And Summers caps it off with the lay-in. Thomas bounces for Haynes. And Haynes, before she could get it to the far corner, traveled with it on the baseline. Allie Mowen comes back in, as does, looks like, Azaria Smith. Looks like Mila Alls came in as well. Eunice to Alls for 3. Can't bank it home. Summers in pursuit of the rebound, goes up with it, no. Stepping back into a 3 was Kayla Houston, no good. Up ahead, Loon on the lay-in. That one pinballs and falls. So Loon a couple lay-ins in this first half, but hasn't gotten one to fall from beyond the arc just yet. Mowen hands to Houston. Thought about the three, passes it to Thomas. She'll take a long two. Loon got the miss, tries to go end to end, lays it up. No. But a whistle and a foul. They'll get Thomas for her first. Team's first of the second quarter. Puts Loon at the free throw line. Went 1 for 2 back in the first quarter. First one's up and through. And comes up short on the second, so 2 for 4 at the line so far for Loon. Just trying to find that range right now is Ashley Loon. 0 for 3 from beyond the arc, 2 of 4 at the stripe. Still has 6 points, a rebound, and 1 assist though. Eunice wants to push, connects with Andrews up ahead, lays it in. Just hit Simone in stride and laid it in with the right hand. The lead has ballooned back to 12. After at one point Defiance had this down to 18 to 13. 6:15 to go until half. Spiraling with it was Houston. She missed. Held in as Loon lobs it up ahead once again for Andrews. Same result. Timeout will be called by the Yellow Jackets. 27 to 13 with 6:01 to go. We'll take the timeout with them on the Rochester Christian Sports Network. Well, the Yellow Jackets got a 3 to start the quarter from Taylor Haynes. That made it 18-13 at the time. Rochester Christian has gotten out on the run and scored the last 9 with 6:01 now to go in the first half. Couple buckets in transition for Simone Andrews, led to the timeout by the Yellow Jackets. She now has 8 points, 3 rebounds, and 2 assists. Eunice trying to rip away the ball from Haynes. It'll be tied up, and possession arrow does favor the Warriors. And on those layups leading to the timeout by Simone Andrews, who gets it here from Eunice. Eunice had the assist on one. Loon had the assist on the other. Summers knocks down the jumper, and the run for the Warriors continues. It's an 11-0 run. started out the game leading 11-2 early. And another tie-up involving Amal Yunus. This time arrow points the other direction, so we'll stay here. Rochester Christian has bumped their shooting percentage up to, we'll call it 43% for the game. Yellow Jackets still shooting around 21% for the night so far. Andrews, 2-on-1 with Summers, scoops it, misses, but draws the foul on Thomas. That'll be the second on Thomas. It'll be team second of the second quarter, 5:12 to go in the second. Caparros comes back in. Looks like Loon awaiting her turn to come in. First free throw off the back end from Simone Andrews. Second one is up and through. That was the first trip to the line tonight for Simone Andrews. Loon does come in for Andrews. And we'll get a stoppage here over at the scorer's table, looks like, to adjust the clock. Looks like they took 10 seconds off. It was at 5:09, now 4:59 showing. Bounce pass looking for Mowen, gets taken away by Shahad Bakar. Runway clear for Loon for two. Loon takes it away, 3-on-1, 3-on-2 for the Warriors. Eunice on the bounce pass from Loon. Goes up for two. Warriors starting to flex some muscle here in the second quarter. Two is up by Thomas, no. Outscoring the Yellow Jackets here in the quarter, 13-3. It's a 13-0 run after the Taylor Haynes three. Warriors with a win tonight would go to 12-1 in conference play. Loon has it with 4 to shoot. And getting knocked down there on the pass inside with Shahad Bakar, no whistle. As the ball goes out on the baseline, it'll be a turnover. .45 to go until half. High arcing layup does not fall. On the shot try by Caparros. Kick it to the corner. Extra pass finds Summer for three. Bang! Gotta love the unselfish play there by Shahad Bakar. Had an open look herself, but made that extra pass. Loon got by one defender, drops it off to Bakar, who again passes off. This time, Eunice can't hit the shot. And then Loon had her pocket picked. Haynes picked up the dribble, took the extra step. That'll be a whistle and a travel. Turnover number 13 for the Yellow Jackets. Houston comes back in, the freshman from Columbus. Houston, in fact, for Centennial High School, had a very decorated high school career, led the team to their first city title in her senior year, also finished her career with over 1,500 points scored. and was an All-State honoree. Eunice finds it off the rebound, float it and fill it for Summers. Bakar swats that pass away, then hustles it to it on the sideline, kept it into Tambry Williams, who finds Loon for two. As Coach Ocampo shouts from the sideline, and that'll be another travel called against Defiance. But if you're Coach Ocampo, you have to love that last sequence. Bakar knocked that pass away, then hustled to it right in front of her bench, was able to hold it in, and the Warriors paid it off for two. That's the kind of plays that teams that are 11-1 so far in their conference schedule make, as Summers eyes another three. This one does not fall for. Inside of 2 to go in the first half. Warriors 23-3 here in the second, driving Haynes, tumbling and getting fouled. Clock stops with 1:47 to go. Bakar again steps in, takes away the basketball, has one player to beat up the floor, and does. Warriors making sure that Shahad Bakar gets paid off for her hustle on the defensive end, lay it up and in at the other end for the Yellow Jackets. Around it goes. Everyone getting a touch on this possession. Line it up for Simone Andrews and knock it down. Lob it ahead. And another travel called, this time against Kayla Houston. Peyton Manning, the freshman forward, checks in for the Yellow Jackets. 58 seconds to go in the first half. It's all Warriors here in the second quarter. We'll step aside on the Rochester Christian Sports Network. Well, the Warriors defensively have had some really stellar quarters of late. A couple of weeks ago at the start of the new year against Cleary, gave up just 2 points in the fourth quarter of that game. The following game here at home against Siena Heights, as Williams cleans up the miss. In that game against the Saints, gave up 9 points in the fourth quarter of that one. So far here in the second quarter of this contest, they've given up just 5. The Warriors can get a stop here. Should have about 13 seconds to work with. A couple misses point blank by Jordan Wynn. And the Warriors do come up with possession with 15 to go. There's 8 seconds as Andrews tries to twirl her way in. Can't hit the shot, rebounds tapped out. And the Yellow Jackets will run out the time. A 5-point second quarter For Defiance, Warriors outscore them 30-5 in the second, and they've opened this one up 48-15, our score at the half. Simone Andrews, 12 points, 3 rebounds, 3 assists. Ashley Loon, 10 points, 2 rebounds, 2 assists. JC Summers has 9 and 7 rebounds and also 2 assists as well. On the other side, for Defiance, they've been led by Jordan Wynn, Kayla Houston, and Santeza Thomas, all with 4 points apiece. We'll send you to the half from Garth Pleasant Arena. It's Rochester Christian 48, Defiance 15. Warriors looking for their 6th win in a row, would send them to 12-1 in WAC play, but we've got 20 more minutes on the Rochester Christian Sports Network. Welcome back on the Rochester Christian Sports Network. Stephen McDonald here with you at the half. It's Rochester Christian 48, Defiance 15. After a 30-5 second quarter between these two teams. Get some stats from that first 20 minutes of action. Couple keys to highlight, starting with the Warriors. See there on your screen, 17 assists on 20 made shots. And on the flip side, for Defiance, 17 turnovers in that first half. A lot of them came off of just mental mistakes like travels, especially there in that second quarter. Saw a handful of travel calls against the Yellow Jackets, and Rochester Christian, for the most part, has been able to capitalize on those opportunities. 20 points off turnovers for the Warriors in that first half of play. Again, on 17 Yellow Jackets turnovers. The lone 3-ball by Defiance that half came from Taylor Haynes. That actually started the scoring in the second quarter. And then the Warriors would go on a run. Simone Andrews, 12 points on 5 of 10 shooting. Ashley Loon, 10 points, 4 of 7 shooting, but has yet to knock down a 3 in this game. Comes in with a 14-game streak of at least hitting 1. And J.C. Summers on her way to a potential double-double, 9 points, 7 rebounds, and a couple assists in that first half of play, going 4 of 8 from the floor and 1 of 3 from beyond the arc. Wynn, Houston, and Thomas all with 4 points to lead Defiance. Haynes' lone field goal of the first half was that 3-pointer, as previously mentioned, shot at 1 of 7 from the floor, was 0 of 4 in the first quarter alone, but did add 4 rebounds as well. Does have 2 fouls, though, along with Santeza Thomas. On the other side, Kendall Zeider, a couple fouls, but Andrews, Summers, Eunice, and Williams all with 1 foul each. Still at the half between the Warriors and the Yellow Jackets. We'll step aside from Garth Pleasant Arena on the Rochester Christian Sports Network. Welcome back. At the half between the Warriors and the Yellow Jackets, taking a look at the conference standings as we entered play here tonight. Indiana Tech and Rochester Christian tied atop the conference standings at 11-1. Just behind them is Lourdes at 10-2. Warriors fell to Lourdes in their lone conference loss. Indiana Tech, in that thriller here back in December, fell late to the Warriors of Rochester Christian. And taking a look at Indiana Tech and who they've got tonight, they're in the second quarter against Northwestern Ohio. It's currently 22-21 Racers at the second quarter media timeout. Just about 4 minutes to go in the half over there. So we'll keep an eye on that as this game rolls on. A Warriors win and an Indiana Tech loss would put the Warriors of Rochester Christian atop the standings all by themselves as the lone one-loss conference team. Aquinas checks in at number 4 at 8-4 in the conference standings. That's how your top 4 at the moment shakes out again. Entering play here on a Wednesday night, Indiana Tech, Rochester Christian, Lourdes, and Aquinas. We'll step aside once more. Second half coming your way next. It's the Warriors and the Yellow Jackets on the Rochester Christian Sports Network.
It all began in 1937 on this very basketball court in Kansas City. A vision to start something different, something better. A college athletics association where competition wasn't just about the scoreboard, but about character, growth, and rising together. From that first tip-off, the NAIA has grown in size and in spirit, in the way we play, the way we lead, the way we make athletics greater than a game, and all strive to do more and be more. At the NAIA, we take the student and student athlete seriously and focus on the whole person, because individual growth doesn't stop at the final buzzer. Our character-driven athletics empower student athletes to succeed in competition, in class, and in life.
I'm not just preparing for the next game. I'm preparing for what's next.
For NAIA member institutions, small doesn't mean limited. It means limitless. Our schools aren't simply the sum of their teams. They're whole communities that are founded on opportunity, strengthened by tradition, and powered by passion.
Here, we build athletic programs that build lives and legacies.
Through our 29 sports, 21 conferences, 250 member institutions, and 83,000 student athletes, the NAIA fosters a culture of competition and connection in an unstoppable intercollegiate movement where athletics push to new heights and integrity keeps us grounded.
We don't measure success in W's alone. Our greatest victory is the community we create for the student-athlete experience.
Across the NAIA, we play for the love of the game, finding strength in our teammates and gaining inspiration from our challengers.
We know excellence doesn't happen by chance. That's why we built our own playbook for success. From our common sense regulations to our innovative tools like Return on Athletics to our commitment to character development, we help schools not just compete, but thrive.
Our investment goes beyond athletics. We're investing in the future of our student athletes and our schools.
We are bigger than a game, than a record, than a championship. We are the next generation of athletes, leaders, and game changers. It's why we choose the NAIA.
This is college athletics the way it was meant to be. This is the right way to play.
Welcome back on the Rochester Christian Sports Network. Stephen McDonald here inside of Garth Pleasant Arena. Second half just about set between the Warriors and the Yellow Jackets. Mentioned at the half, 17 assists for the Warriors on 20 made shots back in that first half of play. Amal Eunice led the squad as she has been accustomed to doing here over the past month or so, had 5 of the assists back in the first half. She'll start with it here to begin the third quarter. Pass intercepted by Taylor Haynes. Shahad Bakar, coming off the bench in that first half, actually had 3 assists herself. Couple takeaways, too, on the defensive end. Sparked some big plays for the Warriors in that second quarter, as Rochester Christian put up 30 in the second. Floated up ahead. Simone Andrews on the feed from Loon, lays it up, lays it in. Counted in a foul on the assist by Ashley Loon. At least the third time tonight that we've seen that play out of the Warriors in transition. All 3 times Simone Andrews has been the beneficiary. She'll go to the free throw line for 1, comes up short. She's been assisted on that run up the floor twice by Loon, once by Eunice. 3 is on the way. And it'll find its way out into the corner. Kick it to the corner for Summers for 3. 2-on-2 for the Yellow Jackets. Haynes pushing transition. Gets it back, steps into a 3. It lips out on her, rebound off the floor to Summers. Stretches ahead for Zeider, bounce to Eunice for 2. And when you talk about, as the Warriors trap once again in the front court, the passing ability of this Warriors team as Zeider gets a hand on it out of bounds. Everybody gets involved as Andrews has 3 assists, Loon has 3 assists, already mentioned Eunice has 5, and that assist there a moment ago for Zeider, her first of the night, but certainly can rack up a few more. Azaria Smith triples. In fact, everyone that's checked in for the Warriors today, with the exception of Mila Alls, has tallied at least 1 assist. Bounce it looking for Andrews. Pass tipped by Thomas and stolen into the hands of Mowen. Simone Andrews tips it and steals it right back. She'll go in and lay it in. Bounce it to Thomas. Comes out to Haynes. Tries to drive on Eunice, leaves it for Thomas. Already 3 minutes gone in the third. To Summers. Crosses the court to Andrews. Still 12 on the possession. Zeider tries to back her way in on Thomas. Floats it up and over. Rebound comes down to Wynn. And again, that's just another example. Even though the Warriors didn't come away with points on that possession, everybody got a touch in that sequence. Backing in is Wynn, contested by Summers, but scores. Yellow Jackets showing the zone as they work around the perimeter. Andrews for three. Smith has it, able to corral it over there on the far side. Bounce pass almost got away from her. Settle it with Haynes, bounces it right back to Smith. Smith rises, fires, comes up short. Andrews to Eunice for two. For Andrews, that'll be assist number 4. For Eunice, points number 8 and 9 on the night. That one's ripped away from Santeza Thomas.
Checking in, number 10, White Yellow Jackets, Lorena Caparros. For the Warriors, number 10, Shahad
Caparros comes in for the Yellow Jackets. Mila Alls and Shahad Bakar come in for the Warriors. Bakar made some stellar plays on the defensive end back in the second quarter. Tries to recover on Taylor Haynes, who missed on the shot, couldn't bank it home. Yellow Jackets take it away, but miss on the shot. Loon to Zeider. Zeider gallops in and scores. Give Loon another assist. That'll be her 4th assist to go along with 10 points and 3 boards. Bounce pass to nobody in black. Zeider can just walk it up the floor for an easy 2. Zeider now into double figures with 10, also has 4 rebounds and 1 assist. Joins Andrews, who has 16, and Loon, who has 10, as the Warriors in double figures. Summers needs 1 more to get into double figures, already has her 10 rebounds. Timeout on the floor with 4:14 to go in the third. It's the Warriors 60 and the Yellow Jackets 22 on the Rochester Christian Sports Network. Rochester Christian started the game, only shot at about 35% in the first quarter of play, but over the last quarter and a little more than quarter and a half have now elevated that up to 51% for the game. They're 26 of 51 shooting. They have 21 assists on 26 made baskets. Diving down to the floor for it out of the timeout is Taylor Haynes. Shahad Bakar gets in there with her to tie it up. And that was a smart play once again by Bakar as the possession arrow favors the Warriors. So it's Bakar, Zider, Andrews, Alls, and Peterson for Rochester Christian. Get it into Peterson. Extra pass to Zider. So Peterson checks in right away, gets an assist. Zider, 2 more points for her. Bounce it, looking for Bakar. All's able to pick it up, and she'll settle things down with Simone Andrews. Float it to Zider. Flips it up, fills it up, and one. Foul goes on Thomas, her third, team's second of the third quarter. Zider's free throw is good. So a 3-point play for Kendall Zider. Has 15 points, 4 rebounds, 1 assist, 6 of 8 from the floor. Long three-pointer splashes through for Allie Mowen. Zider, Peterson, extra pass, Bakar for 3. Warriors have had some looks from three-point range tonight, just haven't been able to knock them down. So far, Andrews, Eunice, and Summers all with 1 3-pointer tonight. Loon 0 of 3 from beyond the arc. Haynes floats. It was halfway down and popped out. Zider will look to run. Up ahead for Andrews, who spots up for 3. Gimme that. And another assist for the Warriors. It's the second for Kendall Zider in transition. Second 3 of the night for Andrews. She has 19 points overall. Zider's going to look to do the same exact thing, except to the near side this time. She played catch with Simone Andrews, who almost threw it away, but then got it back. Alls, 1 dribble and up with it for 2. Give Shahad Bakar the assist there, as the assists continue to pile up. Getting through some traffic, but missing was Haynes. Warriors come away with it. All alone is Peterson. Lay in good. Give the assist, if you're keeping track at home, to Shahad Bakar. Final minute, third quarter. Float it down low for Wynn. To Thomas. From the middle, can't hit. Zider tapped the rebound to herself. 2-on-1 for the Warriors. Andrews drops it off to Peterson. Don't have to guess who gets the assist on that one. Pass bobbled by Mowen right into the face of Andrews for 2. Timeout will be called by Coach PA. 16.7 seconds to go in the quarter. A couple subs will come in for both sides. We'll get you those on the other side of the timeout. But after it was 18-10 after one, Warriors have led from the jump in this one. Outscored Defiance 30-5 in the second. They're outscoring them 28-10 here in the third. Still a few ticks of the clock to go in quarter number 3. A reminder that around 7:30 Eastern time, we'll have the men's contest right here on the Rochester Christian Sports Network. The Rochester women looking to make it 6 straight wins. Their last loss came back in late December. It was December 27th against then number 7 nationally ranked St. Francis. Then a couple days later, they went to Detroit Mercy, that's Division I Detroit Mercy, for a scrimmage at Callahan Hall and won 86-80 that day. And then officially on the record books, they knocked off Cleary, Siena Heights, Madonna, Lawrence Tech, and Northwestern Ohio for that 5-game winning streak that they're currently on. Final seconds of the third, inbound came to Smith. That play was stolen by Peterson, who laid it in. Stepping back, Mowen had it ripped away by Alls, and that's how the third quarter will end. A dominating couple frames by Rochester Christian. In the last 2 quarters, outscoring the Yellow Jackets 60-15. We'll go to the fourth from Garth Pleasant Arena on the Rochester Christian Sports Network. As we're ready to begin the fourth quarter, it's the Warriors 78, Defiance 25. Taking a look at some of the other scores around the WAC here on a Wednesday night. Took a look earlier in our game at the Indiana Tech score against Northwestern Ohio. Third quarter has just started theirs. The 3 is up and offline by the Yellow Jackets to begin our fourth. Indiana Tech holds a 34-26 lead over the Racers. And Lords, who came into tonight just below Rochester Christian and Indiana Tech in the standings, all over Madonna so far in their game. Bakar goes inside Tamri Williams through a crowd and draws a foul. Fouls on Jordan Wynn, her second. Bakar bounces to Alls. Alls triggers for 3. Backspin off the back of the rim. Peterson tracks it down. Williams bounces to Bakar. Can't finish on the layup. Chloe Sakalis has come in for the Warriors. Swing it around to Peterson, shot rims out. Bakar, almost another takeaway for her. For Bakar tonight, credited with 3 steals so far in this game. Certainly feels like she has a few more. Has impacted the game well at the defensive end. Shot goes up at the shot clock buzzer. Does not fall. Free throw line for Williams. Baseline Peterson. Pass slapped away by Wynn. Simone Andrews, a game-high 21 points, also 5 assists and 3 rebounds. Kendall Zeider, a solid 15 points, 6 rebounds, 2 assists, and a couple blocks as well. Williams held it in, but passed it right off to Jordan Wynn, who's off and running. Ashley Loon, 10 points, has not hit a 3 here tonight. That 3 from Monet McElroy spins out. Carmen Lowry comes in for Bakar. And with the score being as it is, have to imagine that Loon's night likely done, so that would snap that 14-game streak with a made 3-pointer. Sakalis gets the steal off the deflection. Up ahead, Lowry, who just checked in and gets in on the scoring. And you guessed it, give the assist to Chloe Sakalis. Peterson runs the floor with Williams, drops it off to her. Spin it outside, Alls for 3, knocks it down. Manning. Now Zaria Smith finds McElroy. Scoop it and score it was Wynn. So it's Lowry, Alls, Sakalis, Williams, and Peterson for the Warriors. Lowry launches the 3, 1 hop off the rim, rebound to Peterson for 2. Peterson, one of those players, a sophomore from Canton, Michigan in Belleville High School, one of those players that doesn't get a ton of action on a regular basis, but when she does, just seemingly makes an impact at both ends of the floor. Did just there with the putback lay-in. 6 minutes to go in our game. All's going to back it out from the free throw line to Lowry for 3 again. This one rattles off the rim. Peterson right on cue tracks down the long offensive rebound. Peterson off the bench so far tonight. 8 points, 5 boards, 1 assist, 4 of 5 from the floor. All have come from pretty close in as the inbound comes into her. Reagan Zeider has checked in for the Warriors along with Lucy Freitag. Saw Freitag in a game here recently knock down a 3 after she had just checked into the game, and the bench was loving that for her. See if she does it again here tonight. Going down the lane, lay it up, no, but a whistle and a foul. Or I believe that's Azaria Smith on the drive. It was. Foul goes on Reagan Zeider, her first, team second.
At the line of 15, Azaria Smith.
Smith will go to the free throw line. First time for her at the line tonight. Misses on number 1. Second one for her doesn't go either. Neither side has really seen all too many free throws in this contest. Rochester Christian's shot just 11 of them. And that was free throws number 5 and 6 tonight for Defiance. That'll be the 4th on Win, team's 3rd. Freitag to the free throw line. First one's up and pops out. Second one does fall for her. Driving Smith, kicked it out to McElroy, goes baseline on Freitag, pass to the outside looking for Taylor Haynes, was intercepted by Peterson. They'll try to float it to her, too tall, but finds its way to Sakalis, who misses. Runner does not go for Taylor Haynes, trying to force the issue. To Zeider for 3, off the back of the rim. The bench was ready had she knocked it down. And for Haynes at the other end, missing on that runner. A game that she'll look to move on from quickly. Just 1 of 14 shooting tonight, 1 of 3 from beyond the arc. 3 points, 7 rebounds, 2 assists on the night for Taylor Haynes, who came in averaging north of 10 per contest. Had a season high 30 in a game against Grace Christian earlier this year. Had 9 rebounds, 5 assists, and 10 takeaways that game as well. Really talented all-around player, but just hasn't been the Yellow Jackets' night here tonight. 4:11 to go, timeout on the floor. In fact, Haynes, going back from her freshman season a year ago to this year, has actually raised her points per game average by 4 points per game, averaged just over 6 per contest in her rookie season. Played 24 games a season ago. For Rochester Christian, this will be their 6th straight win. They'll go to 12-1 in conference play on the year. Their next couple games will be on the road. The next will be the big one against Indiana Tech, and a rematch from that game here in early December. So the Indiana Tech Warriors will get their second try at Rochester Christian this season. That game will be Saturday at 1 Eastern at the Schaefer Center in Fort Wayne. Then on Wednesday the 28th, the Warriors will be at Aquinas before coming back on the 31st of the month to take on Michigan Dearborn at 1 Eastern. We'll have that game for you here against the Wolverines on the Rochester Christian Sports Network. Out of the timeout, shot doesn't go for Jordan Wynn on the run. Rebound to Lowry. Freitag wants a three. Almost spun around and down, tapped out, and they'll say Yellow Jackets ball. And taking a quick look at that Indiana Tech score, they've opened things up in the third, 11-2. The run in the third currently, 43-26, Indiana Tech out in front there, which would set up a huge matchup between those two teams, Indiana Tech and Rochester Christian, in just a couple days. After tonight's contest, just a couple more games here at Garth Pleasant Arena. Just 4 more for the regular season. Michigan Dearborn on the 31st. The following game, February 4th against Lourdes. Then they'll be here on Valentine's Day against Cleary, and then round out the home schedule on the 18th of February against Lawrence Tech. And they'll finish out the regular season, as that shot does not fall from three-point range for Azaria Smith. They'll round out the regular season on February 21st against Madonna. So still plenty of action to go in conference play. Monet McElroy hit with the foul, just her first, team's fourth. McElroy playing in career game number 51 tonight. Peterson to Sakalis, drops it off inside for Lowry. Lowry takes a tumble but kept it moving to Freitag with 6 to shoot. And then getting tripped up and fouled was Peterson. They'll get Peyton Manning for the foul. Peterson's first one up and short. Out there for the Warriors, it's Sakalis, Regenzider, Lowry, Peterson, and Freitag. See if Coach Ocampo maybe goes to his bench one more time in the final 2:25, or if he elects to just play it out with this group. Bounce it above the free throw line for Wynn, draws a second defender onto her, and moves it to Manning with 6 to shoot. Warriors bench making a lot of noise with 2 to shoot. And believe we're going to get a whistle and a foul here with 1 to shoot. Second time tonight we've seen that go against the Warriors. That'll put Haynes at the free throw line. First one's up and rattles in. It'll be the second foul on Zider. Her sister Kendall picked up 2 fouls as well in this game. Her night is done. 2 minutes to go in the game. Peterson drives. Yellow Jackets want to travel, and they do get it. Taking a look at some more performances by the Warriors tonight. J.C. Summers will finish 1 point shy of a double-double, 9 points, 10 rebounds, 2 assists. Rochester Christian was led by Simone Andrews with 21 plus 5 assists and 3 boards. Kendall Zider, 15 points, 6 rebounds, 2 assists, and a couple blocks. And again, that long stretch of three-point makes for Loon will come to an end tonight, as laying it up and in transition was Carmen Lowry. The run for Loon will end at 14. Lowry almost a swipe. Haynes held on to it. Final minute as they float it to the baseline, come up short for Jordan Wynn. Looking ahead, and an errant pass intended for Freitag. Haynes with it, working against Lowry, drives by Lowry, has that one blocked by Regenzider. Taking a look at what's to come later on tonight, the men's game will get going just about 30 minutes from now. Warriors come in 12-6 on the year, 7-5 their conference record. They're 8-3 here at home this season. Over the last couple of years, the Warriors have been hard to beat here at Garth Pleasant Arena. This year shaping up to be no different. Sakalis picks up her first. Rochester Christian on the men's side fell last time out as the free throw's good by Taylor Haynes. Fell last time out 84-82. It was a 72-64 win over Lawrence Tech the timeout before that. Knock them both down at the line for Haynes. About a 1.5 second difference, so the Warriors can almost dribble this one out. In fact, for the Warriors, again, speaking of the men, the last time they played Defiance back in late December, fell in overtime by just 2, 87-85, so should be in store for an excellent game here in just a few moments. Your final score, though, with 1 second to go, is going to be 88-30. Rochester Christian will win their 6th in a row and go to 12-1 in conference play. Scored 30 points in the second, 30 points in the third. Had 2 quarters in this game, surrendering just 5 points. They did so in the second and the fourth quarters against the Yellow Jackets. Final stats in this one: Simone Andrews, a game-high 21 points. Kendall Zider with 15 points on 6 of 8 shooting. Ashley Loon goes for 10. Amal Eunice, 9 points, 6 rebounds, and 5 assists. JC Summers goes for 9 and 10 rebounds. And on the other side, Jordan Wynn, 8 points, 9 boards for the Yellow Jackets to lead her team. But Rochester Christian gets the job done. They go to 13-6 overall, 12-1 in WAC play to stay atop the WAC standings for the time being. And so for SID Andrew Ripke, my name's Stephen McDonald saying so long from Garth Pleasant Arena, where the final score one final time is the Warriors 88 and the Yellow Jackets 30. This has been a presentation of the Rochester Christian Sports Network.